Hello and welcome to Books and Beyond. I'm your host, Jimmy Bennett. As you can probably tell by our togs and our setup here, that it's not going to be your regular interview show today. We're going to do a little cooking show. We had a lot of good response from the last one we did. And if you like this one, well, we'll toss them in every few weeks. I hope you enjoy it. Anyways, I got a couple announcements before we get started. One is the Southeastern Connecticut chapter of the Connecticut Authors and Publishers Association is meeting back in person now. We're at the Groton Public Library the third Monday of every month, starting at 6:30 in the meeting room 1. It's been great to see everybody back together. I hope anybody interested will come by and check us out. And I hope a lot of the members that we haven't seen yet, I hope you start coming back and enjoy it. It's been pretty good. It's been really good. And my other announcement is I will be at Dev's on Main Street for a Sip and Sign event next Monday night, August 1st. That's Dev's on Main Street in Niantic. It's going to be champagne and tapas, and there'll be 5 local authors, me, Rose Young, Patty Brooks, Matt Waterman, and we're going to be talking about our books. They're all books that are based in Connecticut, local, so please, make reservations or stop by and check it out. It should be a really good time. But enough of that. Let's get going right away with our cooking show.
Let's do it.
This is Bryan Yemma. Bryan is my boss and the director of culinary for the Mr. McQuade's. And we work together. Enjoy it very much. We want to thank McQuade's for sponsoring our show today. They've been great people. And Bryan?
Like Jim said, I'm the director of culinary at McQuade's Marketplace. It's my second time on the show, and I appreciate you having me back again. Last time we did some simple summer salads, but today I figured I'd do a little bit of an entree. I'm gonna just make a little Alfredo sauce and show everybody how to make an Alfredo, something that's so delicious and simple, but not enough people do it at their house, and you just can't buy a jarred product that's nearly as good as something that you can make homemade. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make an Alfredo sauce. Then I'm going to turn it into a chicken and broccoli Alfredo, just a little entree to show you what you can do with it. And I'll give you some ideas of a lot of other options you can do with an Alfredo sauce. So when we're waiting, we're going to get this pan hot. You turn the pan on, you're going to get it hot. We have 2 tablespoons of butter. Going to add that in, you're going to let that melt. Put it on about medium heat when you're sauteing in the butter. If you have it up too high, your butter's going to burn, and you do not want that. Alfredo is one of those sauces that you can use in so many different ways. Most people think that it's only a pasta dish sauce, but you can put Alfredo on a pizza. I mean, you can use it in a casserole, right. A chicken casserole, just smothered chicken. I was telling you before, I do like a cauliflower au gratin with it. Yep. You mix the cauliflower with maybe some crumpled bacon, yep. Cauliflower, little panko breadcrumb on the top, bacon in the oven, delicious. And like I said, you can use it to make pink sauces by adding marinara into it. You can make a creamy pesto sauce by adding pesto into it. I mean, really the options.
I saw a guy used to do seafood nachos with an Alfredo sauce. They were delicious.
All right, so that butter now, you can start to hear it sizzling and starting to get hot. I'm going to add my chopped garlic in here. And we're going to let that cook. It's going to cook for about a minute. You want it to just be soft, and pretty much right when you can start to smell it, you know that it's getting really, really close. So we're going to just let that cook for about 30 seconds. You can have a whisk on hand. And you can already, if you were here, you can already start and smell that garlic fill the air.
And it is important to keep it moving. You don't want, like he said, you don't want the butter to brown or burn.
So now that the garlic's softened and been cooking for about 30 seconds to a minute, we're going to take a pint of heavy cream, and we're going to add the whole pint. After you add the cream, you can turn it back up to high until you get this back to a boil. When it comes to a boil, that's when we're going to start adding our Parmesan cheese in stages. But again, this is only a few steps to this sauce, and it's far superior than any product that you'll buy on the shelf.
And be sure you use heavy cream. I've seen people attempt it with different types of half and halves and milks and stuff, and it will not come out the same.
Right.
You need that fat content.
Unless you're using some kind of roux or something else with a milk, you're not going to get the product you want or the consistency you want.
Yeah.
So we're going to just let that come to a boil. It's going to take about 30 seconds, and we're going to add the cheese in. But this, honestly, was probably one of my first dishes that I learned making on a line when I think it was back when I worked at God, where was it? Custy's All-You-Can-Eat Buffet.
Oh, wow.
Which is a seafood buffet,
Yeah.
believe it or not. Chicken and broccoli Alfredo was my first dish that I learned, and you know, it's pretty much my go-to. I love it. Everyone loves it. And now that we're at a nice rolling boil with this cream, we have our 2 cups of Parmesan cheese. I have just over 2 cups. I'm saving a little bit to garnish and finish the chicken and broccoli Alfredo with. But we're going to add it in stages, and I'd say about a half cup at a time. So you should be about 4 times you add this cheese in. And when you add it in, make sure you're whisking it, and it's going to help break down that cheese and melt right in so everything's a nice smooth consistency and you're not having any lumps in the Alfredo sauce. And it doesn't take long, it melts right in. So that was my first stage. I'm going to add the second right now. So we got about a cup in there, and you can already see with just a cup that this is starting to thicken up and start to smell really, really nice.
That does smell good.
And to finish it off,
And you can see the bubbles in the pan there too. That's the heavy cream's reducing down and getting a little thicker too. So it all works together.
okay, we can turn that down now. We're hot. And I brought a little bit of Italian seasoning. I just put a little pinch of Italian seasoning in there for just a little bit of flavor. Add that in. And a little bit of cracked pepper.
But it will work good with fresh herbs, tomato, almost anything, right? I mean,
Oh, God, anything.
I really can't think of much that you can't put in an Alfredo sauce.
So now that your sauce is complete, we're going to just turn it into our dish. And we're going to take our pasta here. Excuse me, we'll start with the broccoli. Add some broccoli right into it. I have some chicken that I cooked before, and the broccoli that I put in, I had par-cooked a little bit. We'll add our chicken in there, and then we'll take our pasta. Add our pasta right in here. We got everything in a pan. Couple of tosses around here. Doesn't want to work with me. And to finish it off, we can just pour it right on a plate. We got a nice big batch. Chicken and broccoli Alfredo. And then with that, you take take a little cheese, add a little cheese right to that to finish it off. We brought a little fresh chopped parsley. And you got yourself a nice little dinner.
There you go. Look at that. Now, and that wasn't, how long was that? 10 minutes? It was really nothing to it.
Quick, easy, and
Beautiful.
delicious.
You know what? We did forget something though, Brian.
What did we forget?
Forks.
I forgot we were eating when we were done with this.
Knuckleheads. We'll just have to sit here and smell it and look at it. So that's really a great dish. Anybody can do it. There is a recipe. Frank will flash it on the screen there.
And it took a matter of, what, 10 minutes to put
10
together?
minutes. 10 minutes. I mean, it was a little prep with cooking the broccoli and the other things, but that's all. But it all depends on what you want to put
Right,
into
some
it.
people just want the Alfredo and pasta.
You know,
and
it's
if
really
that's
great.
all you wanted.
I've seen people, you put garden vegetables in there.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
yeah.
throw it in full of zucchini and summer squash and everything else, and it's a beautiful, tasty dish.
And that's it. Even if you wanted to just do this chicken, broccoli,
Yeah.
Alfredo, it could be spinach, it could be anything.
Yeah.
The options are unlimited. Bacon, chicken, any kind of protein,
Oh, yeah.
any kind of vegetable, but load it up,
Yep.
whatever you choose.
And there you go. But once you get the basic Alfredo sauce down, then you're golden. Then you can use it for anything.
Yep.
So, all right, that was great. So, now to top off this beautiful dinner, I'm going to do a very simple dessert. I got this dessert. My sister actually showed me how to do it. I don't know where she got it from. I don't think it's an original, of course, or anything, but it's a very easy, simple dessert and very versatile. So, first thing we're going to do is we have one prepackaged pie crust. And you can buy these anywhere. You see them in the stores. You just need one, so you can freeze the other one. Usually they always come in twos. You can freeze the other one, or you can make two. So now I recommend, because these things, they come out of the case in the refrigerator at the store. They can be a little tough to work with. They can be a little stiff, and they'll crack. So if you leave it out room temperature, let it get room temperature for a little bit, it usually rolls out a lot easier. Now I'm using a non-stick pizza tray here. I picked this up actually for cheap money last night, but a baking sheet will work good. You can cook this on anything. If you're going to put it on a pie tin or something, you may want to put a little Pam spray or a little grease on the bottom, but if you have a non-stick surface like that, okay, so you just roll it out like that, simple, easy, nothing to it. Now I decided to use blueberries for this recipe because they were fairly inexpensive, they look very good, and it's a nice, easy thing to work with. But I was thinking about it. I mean, the possibilities are endless for this too, for fruit. I've done it with apples before, but you need to cook the apples just a little bit. You got to peel them, slice them, cook them a little bit, and almost make like an apple pie filling, but not quite cooked, and put it in. You could do this with bananas. I mean, you can do this with any kind of fruit. And in retrospect, I probably would have added a little bit of pineapple into this because to give it a little tartness and stuff. But just to show you the basic recipe, how simple it is. So what I have here is 2 pints of blueberries washed. You always want to wash your fruit. Never sure exactly where it came from. And here I have 1/3 of a cup of sugar and a little left over. And that might seem like a lot, but it's you need that sweetness.
Now you could do a whole berry blend if you wanted to, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries,
Right.
and do a whole.
Oh, that's a good point because I've been noticing, and I know from my brother-in-law who's got tons of plants, the blackberries are going to be ready
Right.
very soon, like in a week. And this would be excellent to use blackberries in, native blackberries, but the only thing is you'd probably have to use a little more cornstarch. Now this is 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm sorry, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. But that amount, you can kind of eyeball it because that amount's going to change depending on the fruit. Like blackberries have more water in them. Apples have less, that kind of thing. So you don't want to have too much. So then you gently mix it together. And then we're going to put it. Whoop.
I got my gloves on.
We're going to. That should work. All right.
Oh, wow, that's more than I thought would go on there.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it's not quite 2 pints. So then it's easy. Easy. All you do is you take this and you fold it up. You fold it that. Just keep folding it over. And there you have. You almost make like a cup or a bowl with it. So simple, right? Now, in here, I have an egg yolk and olive oil. And in all the bacon I've done in my life, all the pies I've done, all the stuff like that, this really works the best on pie crust. It gives it a nice golden brown color, keeps it from burning.
Olive oil, huh?
Little olive oil and an egg yolk.
Really?
And you know where I got the recipe from? I got it from a waitress back at the Fishman, probably in the 80s, who got it from a Navy cook. Her husband was in the Navy.
I've heard the egg, I've heard milk, I've heard milk and egg.
Yeah.
But the oil, that's the first. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, definitely oil helps in the browning process of anything, and the egg definitely does too, so.
It also goes to show you that you can learn from anybody.
I'm learning right now, Jim, watching you.
So, anyways, I'm going to, coat this very well. Nice light brush on, but to keep that from burning while it cooks. Then, I take a little of the remaining sugar. Now, you can also use like raw sugar, big crystallized sugar, or, I mean, really, if you want to be colorful, you can use sprinkles from, like for cake mixes, those sprinkles and any kind of decorations you want. But then I sprinkle a little sugar on the pie crust. All right. Now, I preheated my oven to 375, and I put it in for 30 minutes. And it seemed to come out just perfect. Unfortunately, we don't have an oven here, but through the magic of television,
And you look at that.
voila, and there's the finished product. And it's like I said, it's so simple. This wasn't mounted as much as the other one, so it's just a little flatter, but it doesn't matter because you can get probably 5 or 6 good servings out of it. All right,
But that oil egg yolk definitely leaves that
see
nice
how
shine.
get that
And you
nice
can see
brown.
the crystals from the sugar too on there.
Yeah.
That looks really nice.
One of the really nice things about this is it's good the way it is, but you can top it. Cool Whip, whipped cream, but the all-time favorite seems to be a nice nice scoop of your favorite ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
You can also,
And that's what the blueberries cooked down to. That was heaping just like that over there, and that's what it comes down to be.
yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
So you might think you have too much, and there you go.
Oh, wow, that's nice. That holds nice too, huh?
Yep. It's nice, it's light. It doesn't have all the breading of like both crusts. I just thought it was just a great idea. And that's just, like I say, what I wanted to show here was just the basis of it, just how you can do it nice with just one pie crust. You can fill it with almost anything. And it makes a beautiful little tart.
Yeah, no, that looks gorgeous. Like you said, I mean, a nice scoop of vanilla ice cream on the side of that would be the way to go for me.
Yeah.
But that looks great.
So that is our dessert for today.
We don't need forks.
There we go.
Yeah, we don't need forks for that one. We can pick that right
Now
up.
we can pick that one up and eat it. Actually, let us try a little bit. Don't worry, Frank. We'll save you a little bit. Can we do that? Oh yeah, we can.
I think we can do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that holds perfectly too, huh?
Nothing wrong with that.
And just make sure you use fresh
Fresh
fruit.
Yeah.
Not frozen.
Right.
Because, man, when you use fresh ingredients,
Yep.
it's just a night and day difference.
Well, if you use frozen
It'd
ingredients,
be too liquidy.
yeah, that liquid.
But I
oil,
mean, the
just
same
be a
things
big
with the
soggy
Alfredo
mess.
sauce. When you go fresh, and you're not buying, and you're not skipping steps, if you just take that little bit of extra time and you put the love into it, the product comes out so much nicer. And I mean, this is delicious. I mean, it's like light too.
Yep. It's like, I call it summer pie, but that's just the name I gave it. I'm sure there's another, I wish I could take credit and say that I came up with this, but I didn't. But,
No.
but you can adapt it. You can make it your own. and
Delicious.
Use all your favorites. So there you have it. We have a nice, quick and easy dinner, Alfredo. Look, folks, this would make a perfect meal right here. Alfredo and then dessert.
Yep.
All right?
And both quick and easy.
So we'll be back again sometime. We hope to do this again.
Hopefully once every couple of months.
Yeah,
at
once
least.
every couple of
That'd be
months,
nice.
every 6 weeks, we're going to try to get in there. Please let us know if there's something that you'd like to see, or please let us know how you like the shows, and we'll take it from there. So I guess that's it for today. Thank you very much, and take care.